Good, stormy, rainy Thursday morning from Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robin Graves, and I'm your host for The World According to Graves. First off, Mike, The Last Samurai. Tom Cruise killed it. I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but I love this movie. Wow, great story. Amazing story. I loved it. And, of course, my sippage here. New one, Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. I've already opened it. Just take a sip here. Give it. First I ever had it. Never had it before. This is a first for all of us, okay? So bear with me. I'm a little afraid. So, not bad. Not good, but not bad. Put you over here. Where you're not going to hurt nothing. I want to apologize for yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. It wasn't up to my usual standard. I was not having a good day yesterday. A lot of problems, some anxiety. I was not, I was not able to stay on track like I normally try to anyway. Uh, I can give you every excuse in the world as far as I'm concerned. There is no excuse. Um, I just want to apologize for yesterday. I have good days and bad days, and it seems in the past couple of years I've been having a lot more bad days than I am good. But we're gonna get over that. I'm doing a lot better today. A lot better mindset, not as distracted. Uh, but something I want to talk about here today. I've tried to wrap my mind around the thought process for a lot of this, and I honestly, it's given me a migraine every time I try. There's no logic to this. Zero, zero, none. Hey, made you look, but yeah, I was gonna do something else, but um, this is something I want to address. Uh, Somebody gave me the idea for this a while back. Let me get this taken care of here real fast. Hate Windows 10. Uh, I decided to run with it today. Just take it by the bit and run with it. And it's kind of, oh my. Guys, the only way I can describe this is just by diving into it, okay? There's a lot of hypocrisy going on. And we're going to give you some examples today of this bullshit, okay? Uh, One of these is Obama. He does numerous drone strikes without congressional approval. I forgot how many he did. My God, he used to sit there and watch. Reports were he would watch tapes of of drone strikes like you and I would watch porn. Yeah, well, at least you guys. I don't watch porn. I find it boring. But I mean, he would get off on this. He did all this, but Trump catches hell from the left for killing a known terrorist leader because he was a religious scholar, even though he killed. How many Americans did this guy kill? More than we can count. But Trump could do numerous drone strikes without congressional approval. Trump does that, does a drone strike on a known terrorist leader of, Al Baghdadi or El Big Daddy, El Daddy Butt, whatever his name was. Uh, I can't remember his name. That's how important this asshole is to me anymore. It's really kind of funny how that could happen. Obama does something, it's great. Trump does the same thing, bad because he's Trump. It strikes me that the left hates Trump so much they're willing to see our enemies live and America burn. So here's another one. Trump is accused of misogyny and sexual harassment, etc., because of a conversation, just a thing he said to another person, recorded without his knowledge on an airplane. Oh, he's the worst thing that ever lived. Oh my God, he's out. He's all for raping women. He's this. He's that. He's the other. But Bill Clinton can screw teenage girls as governor of Arkansas. This is proven. This has been proven many times. Teenage girls, especially cheerleaders from a high school in Little Rock, Arkansas, He was supplying them with cocaine and getting them hooked on cocaine to have sex with them. Yeah, that went on. He can, uh, you know, uh, he could have sexual relations with a fat intern in the Oval Office and leave DNA evidence that he did. But, with this happening, we are told that we need to stay out of his personal life. But Trump is the worst thing to ever live because he's so misogynist. He's this, that, and the other. But Clinton can do all of this, and we need to stay out of his personal life. It's okay for him to do it. Yeah. This makes a lot of sense to me, people, really, honestly. It seems to me that Trump wasn't the sexual predator. Bill Clinton was, but Trump's the bad guy, and Bill Clinton, he gets away with an indiscretion. At least the impeachment hearings found him guilty of a crime. He lied to Congress about the whole matter and was proven that he lied, but he was never gotten rid of. But Trump is a misogynist, and he's impeached for life. So is Bill Clinton. And with that same logic, because, articles of impeachment were written on Donald Trump, and he's impeached for life, well, articles of impeachment were done on Obama twice. So does that mean that Obama was impeached for life twice? Yeah, double standards are wonderful things. Here's another one. Obama, Schumer, and others on the left can talk about getting illegals out of the country, deporting them, and putting up a wall, and Democrats all agree with them. Obama did. This was on TV. He was talking about it on TV. Schumer was all for it. Pelosi was all for it. Several on the left were all for it. And the Democrats were like, that's a great idea. We need to do that. But, get my trusty notes here. Trump wants to do the same thing, and he's labeled a racist. Why? Tell me, people, why is he labeled a racist when he wants to do the same thing that the leftists, the politicians on the left wanted to do? And that was okay for them to say that, but Trump says it. All of a sudden, he's a racist, and all Republicans are racist. Anybody who's conservative is a racist. We're fascists. We're going to destroy this country. Trump's going to destroy this country. I remember my brother-in-law telling me that every damn day he could, just to pick a fight. Jesus. Everybody's saying, Trump's a racist because he put people in cages. He separated families. No, those pictures you saw, that was in 2014. Trump wasn't president then. Who was president then? Let me think. Oh, wasn't that Obama? A Democrat? But Republicans are all racists. Yeah, okay. Whatever. Yeah, okay. A guy can't have an opinion about abortion since he doesn't have a uterus. Does that apply to my wife also, since she's had a partial hysterectomy due to a cancer scare about 10 years ago? She can't have a decision either. The thing is none of us can have an opinion about that due to the fact that we guys don't have a uterus. There's always a but. But a guy can self-identify as a woman, Bruce Jenner for one. By the way, he's going to pose nude on Sports Illustrated, on the cover of Sports Illustrated. That's what's being said. Guess what, Sports Illustrated? You lost a customer. A guy can self-identify as a woman and be accepted as a woman even without a uterus. That doesn't really make a lot of sense now, does it? The logic behind that is, thinking about it right now, my left eye is twitching because of the pain. Jesus Christ. Democrats claim the main problem with this country are rich white men. They've said it for years. The main problem with this country are rich white men. That they're out of touch with everything. They don't know what it's like to be poor. They don't know what it's like to to try to make ends meet and can't make them, can't afford to live. But Bloomberg, a rich white man, runs for president on the Democrat ticket, and they think he's really an awesome type of person. They think he's great. He's going to be a great president. They're all wanting him. But Trump is a rich white man, and rich white men are the problem with this country. Yeah, guys out there, yeah, you can't have you can't have both. It's one or the other. I'm finding the logic behind all of this to be somewhat sickening. Because, well, there is no logic. None whatsoever. So, diving into the next one. Excuse me here. A guy can expose himself to a woman or a little girl, and it's sexual harassment, a felony in most cases. The guy's life is over, and he has to register as a sex offender, which follows him for the rest of his life. He can't get decent jobs with a felony like that on his record. Whatsoever. None. But, if a guy who self-identifies as a woman, and he doesn't have a uterus, if a guy who self-identifies as a woman goes into a woman's restroom and just flops all out in front of a little girl, it's called tolerance. What if the guy doesn't self-identify as a woman and he flops it out? Is it still tolerance? All he's got to do is say, well, I was self-identifying as a woman at the time. Then there has to be a tolerance there. I don't know about you guys, but he's still flopping his Mr. Johnson out in front of a 6-year-old little girl. It's just as bad as being out in public and doing it anywhere else. He's still, in my opinion, a sexual predator. This actually happened here in Atlanta. Where a 9-year-old girl went out of a store, the bathroom, into the store, got store security, because there's a guy in there abusing himself in front of people. When security got in there, the police got there, and he was arrested. His defense was he self-identifies as a woman, and he should be tolerated. I'll be damned if he didn't get away with this. So, the thing is I would like to ask, where's the logic? Where is the logic in this? It's a little sickening. I have a daughter, as far as I'm concerned. Her name is Jera. She's my blood brother's, my late blood brother, John, may your soul fly free, his daughter. And I'm her godfather. Since he's gone, I look at her as my daughter, and she looks at me as her father. She has 2 little girls. If some guy goes into a restroom in front of one of these little girls, I don't care if he self-identifies as a woman or not, and flops out his schmecko in front of them, he will not be identified as a man anymore, as far as I'm concerned. He won't have anything to identify as a man with. I will give him his wish. I don't like perverts. I have a hard time dealing with perverts. I've had to deal with child molesters in the past, and I hate them. And I try not to hate anybody. Hate is a horrible word. It's a horrible thing to do. But you want to flop it out in front of a little girl, you should be punished to the full extent of the law. I don't care if you're in a bathroom or not. This whole thing about tolerance is stupid. I have to tolerate a pervert just to make a part of society happy. Well, they should make me happy for once and not tolerate the perversion. Okay? Very simple. Sorry I didn't mean to go on a tangent. I'm trying not to do that today. I'm feeling much better. Anyway, on to the next one. Trump can make decisions, and the left screams, and they proclaim he can't do that, and that's illegal. I've seen where they've screamed and yelled about anything he does. how he can't do that. He needs to be impeached. We don't like him. We don't like that decision. He needs to go. But Obama has done worse. He's ran this country by executive fiat and bypassed Congress altogether. He's made decisions and acted on them without any oversight. And the Democrats have told me straight up, he's president. He can do anything he wants. Well, why can't everybody do whatever they want in that case? The president is supposed to be representative of the American people as a whole. So it's okay if one president do something, but not okay for another one. I'm trying to grasp that. I guess only a Democrat is allowed to do whatever they want to do, and a Republican can't. Yeah. Yeah, one has oversight, another one doesn't. That's kind of wrong. With that, I've got to ask a question. Hey, Democrats, hypocrite much? I know that made a lot of you out there mad. I don't care. It's got to be said. Now, next thing I know, they're going to have every Democrat in the world coming pointing fingers at me saying this, that, and the other. This person did that person did the other, this person did this over here. Then do something about it. That's simple. Do something. I know you try to do this impeachment bullshit. You've been trying to do that since day one. You've been sitting there pointing fingers since day one. You've been on this witch hunt since day one. Relying on lies. Relying on made-up evidence. Relying on illegal activity. Relying on lack of due process. But if we do anything like that to a Democrat, we would be crucified. They'll sit here and talk bad about every Republican in the world, every conservative in the world, everybody who's not a Democrat, and run them in the ground. You say one word against them, they sit there and scream about how we're intolerant. Well, the bullshit stops. It's got to. This is exactly where they want us. This is where the powers that be want the American people at each other's throats. This is exactly how countries fall. This is exactly how civil wars start. This is something that is not natural. The powers that be are having us fight with each other. We're at each other's throats because of what they want. So they can stay in power. So they can lord their... We are falling right into their trap. So, I think that's pretty much all I need to say about this matter. These are examples, just a few examples of many I could have brought up. I don't see why I got to bring up many more than this. So, anyway, I'm going to have to get off here and get some things done today. I still have... I'm still behind on a few things I need to take care of. I still got to do some research on something. Andrea Summers, a very good friend of mine and a fan from across the pond in my second home, the United Kingdom. And I say it is my second home because I spent quite a bit of time over there, and it's a lovely place, a wonderful place, wonderful people. They have their problems too, just like we do. And they're dealing with them. We need to deal with ours. Andrea, you gave me an idea. I am working on that. Trust me, it's an upcoming episode. It is going to happen. It's just a lot of information I've got to disseminate and go through. I want to say hello to Tina Andrews, good friend, Alan Rothery. Alan, you're doing a job I don't have the patience to do. We need to sit down one day and just tell stories, just shoot the shit and compare stories. I believe you and we could write a book. Trust me. You guys, Dr. Dorian Pilcher, great friend of mine. Thank you. I want to thank everybody out there who's contributed information to me. I could name your names. I will forget one or two and make people feel bad. So I'm just going to say this. Thank you to all of you. You guys have been a big help. You know who you are. But anyway, everybody, I'll catch you next week. You guys take care of yourselves and, hell, talk hard. Later.